Hello Lasse, I just finished viewing your video and also checking out the Giant Steps um, guidelines that you came up with, and I think they're fantastic. They sound really interesting and unusual. They don't sound like anybody else. So somehow it's working really well, whatever you came up with. And that rule you can always apply. So the secret really to making something sound interesting over changes is to understand that the notes that fall on the beat need to be the chord tones and tensions, and then the ones in between can be anything. So now you can also look at another additional level of musicality is to look for symmetries. Um, Anything that is symmetrical sounds good. So let's say half tone, whole tone, half tone, whole tone is a symmetry. Whole tones are a symmetry. You can even do something like a minor third, a major third, a minor third, a major third. There are literally endless patterns. And so those two elements, symmetrical stuff, and then the rule of letting notes that fall on the beat be chord tones and the other ones the approach notes, works for every standard. Okay, so I wanted to give you a tip of what you can do next, because now that you're covering all the notes relentlessly, you can actually make it more musical by reducing the notes and experimenting with leaving things out and substituting for long tones. So for instance, if you go spoobadi babi badu bobada badi badu badi bodi bada badi badu bedu bibadu badu 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 baba babi badu dadu bobo babi ba badu ba badu ba. You get the idea by taking some things out, and then enjoying the moments when you're actually soaring on one note and letting it ring out. So that, I would say, is the next step. Give that a try, the reduction approach, but using your new line that you created as a template. So you're kind of modifying it a little bit, but you always can return back to it. Okay, the other thing I wanted to respond to is the philosophical question about talent. For me, talent is actually more like a natural ear for music, and I always felt like when I hear your phrasing, your choice of sound is very good. It's not like sometimes you hear too much attack or timing is wobbly, but you have a good balanced tone. So that's what my interpretation of talent was. Your connection to your inner ear is established. The technique part, I do agree. It is a matter of work. So you have both of these legs to stand on: the discipline of developing new ideas, and then the natural ability to tap into music. There's also the question of is there reincarnation? Could it be that we were already musical in a previous lifetime, and then already came out ahead of some other people who don't have the same natural ability to tap into music? But I just don't know. I would have to fake it. I don't know. I have more of a sense of life that there is only one life force, and that the life in you and me is the same. That you are actually the same life that is in the plants and in animals. That it's really one being, but that we have filters, and all these filters are different they collect different information and give different perspectives, as if the universe is like a baby that is learning through every lifetime collectively from all beings. That's why I believe in treating everyone well, and also staying humble and not making my talents reason for me to believe that I'm somewhat elevated from someone who is less accomplished, or who is maybe in some ways um, impaired or even damaged. I used to work with disabled children in Germany because I conscientiously objected to the army, and I really learned to love those kids, and some of them were severely disabled in terms of their mental capacity, and their ability to comprehend, physically very badly handicapped. Um, but when you look into their eyes, you recognize that there is a soul in there that was put in that condition, and it has to live out its lifespan, and so that is deserving of respect. And it's treated me quite well, this approach to life. I look at competition more as something, to challenge myself, like to do push-ups or sports, or to get over an obstacle. But I don't take competition to the level of starting to really put someone down or allow someone to put me down. Um, yeah. So the other thing also, before I go, is I wanted to respond to the whole climate change thing. It scares the crap out of me, obviously, especially when we get hit directly, with fires and things like that. It just gives you a taste. Also, I have two children, they're teenagers, and so I feel terrible thinking about the possibility of them having a real catastrophe that is, maybe worse than anything that the world has ever seen, and how they would look at us, and how they would feel for just being there. And so, in that sense, yes, I do believe in being an activist. I go to protests when they happen. I want Bernie Sanders to be president. I believe in the progressive movement. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a great young politician in the United States, and this young movement is gaining strength, and that's kind of our hope. And I think beyond that, I'm a strong believer in art as being the solution, because I think artists are generally people who are not greedy. In other words, they don't need more than their fair share of cars and luxury items. And I think we have, as a society, taught ourselves to accelerate a kind of consumerist behavior that exploits the earth so quickly and then dumps everything into trash heaps. And that has to do with kind of like a spiral where the industry wants to keep selling, so we have to keep buying, and it's encouraged to be greedy, it's encouraged to be wasteful, and that mindset has to change. And there's a race against time. But I think being an artist is a beautiful thing. It's one of the best ways to be, and it means I'm taking responsibility for my life, and I'm not blaming others for my condition, and I'm also not blaming myself either. I work it out in music, and so on the other hand, it's like I cannot be fearful. If this is my time, whether it's good or bad, I want to remember myself as being a courageous person. If there's no hope, then I feel like I have to offer some, to my children. Even if it looks bad, there's still a heart that is beating, and we really don't know how many layers and levels exist that will put into perspective what we're going through. Because for us, the whole planet is immense. But in the solar system, it's small. In the universe, it's tiny. And there are a lot of experiments happening on different levels. So I think knowing yourself is the most important thing. You might even understand a spiritual door in your heart, where you can go in and out and already experience yourself as being liberated from the body. Your mind might outlive who you are. I wouldn't be surprised, If we knew everything, I think we would understand and we would be okay with it. But I think we're not supposed to know everything, otherwise we would not behave in an authentic way. And I think life wants us to behave authentically to learn to get the most information. Anyway, that's the little philosophical rant. So take your time, Lasse. No rush. You're doing great. That last thing you did was wow, really, really good. And it sounds awesome. So yeah, try out the Giant Steps improvisation with reductions based on your new example. Keep working on the Leonardo. Let me know when you can do it. And thanks for starting with the log. So I'm around, and Christmas is around the corner, so I'll probably talk to you after Christmas. So happy holidays to you and your family. Wish you a lot of courage, courage, and all the best. Okay, bye-bye.